Hi everyone. This is my first experience with YouTube Live, so bear with me with technology and with everything. I'm excited to be offering these live videos today. I wanted to talk a little bit about tarot as usual, but also about this new moon that's coming in the sign of Pisces tomorrow. This new moon is bringing some energies to us and it's inviting us to start looking into what our dreams are. What do we want? Maybe things that we have forgotten that are, very deep within. Pisces is a sign that really connected with the dreamers, and it is connected with those heart's desires and those passions that we have. So during this new moon, the new moon is the time to connect with new beginnings and to plant the seeds that we want to cultivate by the full moon. So this new moon, as I said, in the sign of Pisces, it's inviting us to remember who we are and what we want and what we desire. And once we get clear on, then it's also reminding us to really be present and start taking action to create those desires that we have. So definitely it's a moment to, if you can, sit down, write down, try to journal, maybe start journaling with like, I'd like to, or what I would like, or like Sonia Choquet usually says, the phrase, if I wasn't afraid, I would, and just try to journal for 5 minutes and see what comes up. It's also trying to peel that onion so we can get to those desires and really get clear on what we want. Also, Pisces is connected a little bit with confusion, with the fog. And so having a lot of energy in the Piscean sign, it's inviting us to lift the veil, right? And see those things that we don't see at simple sight, but we can see it if we connect with our feelings, if we connect with our intuition, and we really get clear on what's going on there. Many times we are presented with things where like we think things are one way, but then they turn out being something totally different. So we may have some periods, where we are opening our eyes and seeing for the first time something that we didn't think it was there. So it's a time to uncover some truths that we may have ignored in the past. So get ready. We have also Mercury turning retrograde, and Mercury retrograde always connects with issues with technology, with transportation, with communications. Try not to sign any agreements during the Mercury retrograde time, but if you do, just make sure you read the fine print, because that is very important. Because when Mercury is retrograde, we may not see everything that's there. And again, after Mercury goes direct, we read the contract again and we find that some clauses are not what we wanted. So pay attention to that. And talking about new moon, new moon, full moons, like moon cycles, I wanted to invite you to maybe start tapping into tarot for this new moon, and set up a practice where maybe you take one card or 3 cards for the new moon period, right? And see what comes up for you. Usually, we can do it in the new moon for some projects that are beginning, or in the full moon when we are trying to get clear on what's going on, maybe what's reaching a completion. But today, I'm going to be taking some cards for the people that get to see this video, whether you are seeing it live or you see it after. And what is this new moon bringing to us? What is this new moon message? And I will just take 3 cards and see what they are. So, and I'll tell you. So, beginning. Okay, we have some very powerful cards here. The first one that I came up with is the Ten of Swords. And if you know, the Ten of Swords is one of those cards that you don't want to encounter. If we look at what the picture of the Ten of Swords is, It's definitely one of those cards that when someone picks it up, they have a physical reaction, right? It's a card that talks about betrayal sometimes. It could talk about victimhood. It could talk about the person being overcome by their thoughts. The swords are usually associated with the element of air. And as air, it is also, the intellect. And in the intellect, if we get to the 10th, the suits have from 1 to 10. If we get to the 10, is a saturation of that element. So maybe the heaviness that this person is experiencing comes in the realm of the thoughts. Okay, so beginning with that, when the mind is so confused or so full with many different things, then what is asking us to do is to resort to the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card that talks about intuition. It talks about tapping into what we know and sometimes what we don't know too, but if we go within, we can find the answers because we do hold all those answers within. So when the mind gets confused, we need to shift from the mind to the heart or the feeling and the intuition. So it's really important that during this new moon and till the full moon, that you pay attention because your thoughts may run you wild, but if you trust how you're feeling, you may get to transit this, period of anxiety or period of like heavy thoughts with more ease. Also, the other situation that's coming up, the third card that I pulled, it's the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands tells us that once we get our head in order and we tap to our intuition, new ideas, new inspiration, the spark of inspiration is coming up. So definitely we begin with a feeling of overwhelm, a lot of thinking, a lot of preoccupations in the mind. But what the universe is saying is like, stop, take a breath, look around, tap with how you are feeling about the things. And then as you feel, pick those things that are really like sparking your passion and your sense of wanting to go for it. That Ace of Wands that says, just go, just do it. So definitely it begins with a little bit of like a heavy road, but honestly it gets to a much better road, and it really like helps us, as I was saying in the beginning, to peel that onion, to peel those feelings, to see the truth that we may not want to see, because then we need to take action. Once you see something, you cannot go back. So definitely, it's one of those things that try to journal, try to do some work with cards. If you don't like tarot, you can always resort to some oracle cards. They work the same way when you're doing readings for the new moon. And when we get to the full moon, I can come back and give you some more ideas on how to use tarot for the lunations or the moon phases. I'm going to try to be doing these live videos often, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have if you send them to me. You can post them here in my page, or you can go to www.caroamor.com, and I will be typing that in the comments so you can have it. Just send me your questions, send me your comments. I hope to see you soon, and happy new moon. Just get sure to be like looking for the deeper meaning in the things, because you will find it.